Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks baseball is on the air today from Newman Outdoor Field, what you call a business day game, an afternoon game of baseball here at Newman, and a pleasant good day to you. Jack Michaels, voice of the FM Redhawks, where the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks and Monarchs wrap up this three-game series. And what a series it's been so far, and what a homecoming for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. Redhawks once again, after 2 nights ago, putting up 22 runs on 16 hits. The bats kept going last night. Fargo-Moorhead added 12 more runs to this series. They've scored 28 in the series, and it was up and down the lineup. The Redhawks showing some strength. Trip Clark in that middle of that lineup, coming off a 5-hit game on Sunday. Defense was part of the equation, too. The Redhawks would pitch it, and the Redhawks certainly got some good plays in the field, but the bats never let up last night. Jesus Luhano added to the lead for Fargo-Moorhead last night with a 2-run triple to right center field. We talked about that defense. Aiden Byrne at short. Jose Sermo back in the lineup, the big pick. And with the dust settled, the Redhawks win last night's game 12-5. A special day today for veteran Dylan Thomas. Today is Dylan Thomas' 1,200th professional game. That's right, Mr. 1200, the former Rockies pick, 4th round in 2011 in that Rockies organization, an American Association All-Star, Brewers organization, Major League time with the Mariners and the Angels. And by the way, the other night, Dylan Thomas hit his first career Grand Slam home run. But today is game number 1,200 for Dylan Thomas. We'll see if he can have a good afternoon of baseball today. The pitching matchup this afternoon, the Redhawks going with an opener today. Lou Fuenmayor will get the start. We should see Colby Kaiser a few innings deep into this game, and Jimmy Endersby, good-looking right-hander, on the mound today for the Kansas City Monarchs. The Monarchs swept the Redhawks last week in Kansas City. The Redhawks trying to return that favor here today in a cloudy conditions, overcast skies. Kansas City still leading the Western Division, but that lead has dwindled to 2 games over Sioux Falls. The Redhawks sitting 4.5 back in the West as we enter play today. The lights are on in the afternoon. Let's go to Bob Roars as he brings the Redhawks out of the field here on a Thursday afternoon.
Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks!
Lou Fuenmayor will do the casual stroll out to the mound. The Redhawks in their black tops and the white pants today, red numerals and lettering trimmed in white. So black, red, and white, the Redhawks colors. And the Kansas City Monarchs, after today, the Kansas City Monarchs will stay on the road and head to the Birdcage in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Lou Fuenmayor is 2-0. The 2 wins he has have been coming out of the pen this season. So Fuenmayor got a couple of wins in that Cleburne series to start the year. He's had some other appearances, 7 more, but has not factored in any decisions since then. Lou, 2-0 in the season. The lineup that Fuenmayor will face today is put forth by veteran manager Joe Calfapietra. Marcus Smith leading off in right field. Nick Martini batting second, DHing today. Saul Garza batting third. Grant Richardson hitting cleanup. Austin Callahan's had a nice series at the plate at third base. Sahid Valenzuela at second, batting sixth. Hudson Head bat seventh. Ryan Leach getting a start today behind the plate for KC, and Josh Bissonette batting ninth at shortstop. That's the Monarchs lineup. And the Redhawks defense hoping for good things. Today behind Lou Fuenmayor and later Colby Kaiser, Jarus Richards in left field. Jesus Luhano in center with Dylan Thomas in right. We'll tell you more about Dylan today. It's a special game today for Dylan. Brian Fuentes at third, the rookie shortstop Aiden Byrne, and he's a good one at short. Colby Wilkerson, the former North Carolina Tar Heel, at second with Trip Clark at 1B. Carlos Amaya getting the start today behind the plate for Fargo-Moorhead. The Redhawks are DHing Jose Sermo. Juan Fernandez, at least for now, getting an off day today. Poor Juan trying to pass a kidney stone, and then yesterday he gets hit by a pitch, but not in a normal spot. He gets hit near the kidneys, for goodness sakes. Go figure. Your umpires today brought to you by Onstad Twitchell, Your Life, Your Law Firm, with offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, and Castleton. The crew chief, David Arrieta, behind the plate. Jeff Beeman at first, and Alex Endell, the umpire, at third. Patrick and the grounds crew did such an outstanding job, and the Redhawk staff. These staffers, I mentioned, it was a long night last night. Eli Swanson, our director of broadcasting, and the crew here, the camera folk. It was a long night last night. First pitch of the game by Flain Mayor floats in for a strike, and we're underway at 12:37 Central Time. 12:37, the first pitch, 69 degrees and clouds. There's strike two, and just like that, Flain Mayor is ahead of Marcus Smith. No balls and 2 strikes. Smith has been a Batman this series. 5 for 9, 2 doubles and a triple as he hits one off the end of his stick. Against Smith, Martini, and Garza, Richardson, Callahan, and Valenzuela, Head, Leach, and Bissonette. The lineup for Joe Calvapietra. Redhawks managed by Chris Coase. Breaking pitch, he got him. Lou Flain Mayor. A swing and a miss as he threw that front door spinner. Well, the Monarchs have been, they're a good left-handed hitting team. And it faced a couple of right-handed starters the first 2 games in this series. Flain Mayor delivers a fastball inside to Nick Martini. A little bit of a shift playing his veteran slugger to pull to the right side. There's a ball down low. Martini 3 for 8 in the series. 2 runs, 4 runs batted in. A walk, couple of strikeouts. Behind the pitch is a base knock to right center. So Martini with his 4th hit in this series. A 1-out knock here in the top of the first.
First baseman number 16, Saul Garza.
That'll bring up Saul Garza. Spelled S-A-U-L, but pronounced Saul Garza. And we talk about guys swinging the lumber. Had a couple of hits last night. His 2 hits, though, a double and a triple. Garza swings through the offering. A good movement on that. Great location from Lou Flain Mayor. The elements, a little bit of a westerly breeze. At times we see a switch, but for the most part, ball will be aided out today at Newman. Garza sends a bounding ball up the third base line, hits something in the grass. Round second, heading to third is Martini. Garza going for 2, and he'll make it. It'll be a double for Saul Garza. That ball with some of the sod or some of the grass beyond the third base side, that thing got up the line and then hit a little clump out there and popped up into left field. Just like that, Kansas City, like they did Tuesday night, like they did last night, and now they do it here again today, threatening right out of the gate. Putting up a couple of runs in the top of the first Tuesday night, did the same, got on the board early yesterday, and now threatening, and the batter here, Grant Richardson. Flain Mayor's pitch is away. Now Grant, he's batting in that cleanup spot, big bopper, 6 doubles, 2 homers, but he also has struck out 34 times this season. Well, Flain Mayor, if he wants the chance to get out of the inning, he hopefully can get ahead and then work and possibly get a strikeout. Other than that, you're talking about minimizing damage already early in today's game. And he has fallen behind Richardson 2-0. The infield, maybe outside of third baseman Brian Fuentes, will concede the run to get the out. 2 in scoring position, the pitch, and that's ball 3, and not a good spot to be in. You got Callahan waiting on deck. Now first base is open on the double by Saul Garza. Martini at third, so a walk would put force things in play. We'll see if Lou can't make the comeback here down to the count 3-0 and a 4-pitch walk. Here we go. Here we go. And this has been the scene. This has been the scene all 3 days. We got time. If it's a 9-hour game and there's let's go. We're here at Woodchipper night tomorrow. Goldeye's coming to town. Now, Redhawks fans would hope for maybe an induced ground ball to a position player, but Austin Callahan, he hasn't been doing a lot of that. He's got 5 hits in this series, and there's ball 1 as Flain Mayor misses away. Callahan 5 for 10 in the series with a home run and a double. And Lou's getting in a little bit of a pickle here. Going to have to find that zone and get ahead. The lefty's pitch way outside, a wild pitch. Bounces back to home plate, and coming in from third is Martini on the wild pitch. That pitch was so violently wild that it hit the backstop and came back to Amaya. The Redhawks nearly had a play at the runner coming in. I just gripped that too much, and Carlos Amaya trying to get a grip on that. And a wild pitch scores the run, everybody else advances. So the hole is getting a little deeper here in the top of inning number 1. 1-0 Kansas City right out of the gate. 2-0 the count, and the pitch is ball 3. That's 7 consecutive balls thrown. Chris Coast is about ready to run out and have a conversation. On the top of that dugout, the Redhawks dugout, the third base side. Lou needs to find a way to come back here. The lefty's pitch is hit on the ground. That'll get a run in. Out to second. Wilkerson fields it, throws on to first, and there is out number 2. RBI ground out for Austin Callahan. 2-0 Kansas City. And on the ground out, Richardson also advances to third. Now, again, things could be worse. If somehow Flain Mayor can get Valenzuela, you'll limit the damage to just 2 runs here in the top of the first. The pitch, good pitch, strike. Two runs has not been enough in the first 2 games of this series. But a big out if he can get it. The lefty's pitch is lined up the middle, a base hit by Valenzuela, and Richardson comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Kansas City. Now Saheed's bat really coming around. We saw him in exhibition play against the Redhawks, and the Hawks couldn't get him out. Now in this series, he's 6 for 10 with that hit right there. Now can you just limit it to 3 runs here in the top of the first inning? Lefty on lefty, Hudson Head, the 7th man to the plate for Kansas City, takes a ball. And you know, for KC, dropping the first 2 games of the series, hungry to salvage one and get on the road south on I-29 and head to Sioux Falls. The Redhawks are standing pat. Good looking pitch there, strike at the knees to Hudson Head. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 3-0 Monarchs. Checking runner at first in the pitch. Grounded towards first. There's a Rovello tire foul ball. Rovello delivering complete game performance at a home run price. You can shop today at Old City Auto and Service in West Fargo. They've got those tires at Bitts Tire in Valley City. And at Gateway Nissan in Fargo. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the first. Wainmayer trying to get out of the first. And a line drive. This one is to the alley in right center field. Hawks are going to need to cut that off. Thomas does. Spins and throws in, and it's a double by Hudson Head. Boy, the Monarchs on a show-and-go day have come out here and not doing anything that they haven't necessarily done already. But, boy, this first inning, 3 runs already in. That's the 4th hit of the inning, and the 8th man to the plate is Ryan Leach getting the started catcher today. Tuesday night, Wyatt Cheney got the first 2 men out, and then it was 4 hits after that. We saw a little bit of this barrage early on. And the pitch is high and away. This becomes large. You don't know how many runs or whatever the Redhawks bats are going to do today, but I can tell you this. Coming back from a 3-0 deficit as opposed to a possible 5-0 deficit is a little different flavor. And there's ball 2. And I can see a good friend Chris Coast, the Redhawks manager. Again, he's just perched on the top of that Redhawks dugout. He wants what Lou Flainmayor wants, and Redhawks fan wants somehow get out number 3. Leach takes a strike. A base hit could make it 5-0. He wants to keep it at 3 love. As west winds blowing out, a little stronger now, blowing out to right field. The set by Lou, and the 2-1 pitch to the plate is fouled away. So the count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Leach steps off. Ryan, just 19 at-bats this year. And we've seen Lindsley, we've seen others behind the plate, but Leach getting the start today. Day game after a night game behind the dish, batting .158 coming into the game. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 for 19. Check of the runners, and the 2-2 pitch. Just a bit outside. 3-2 the count. And Coaster going with the opener today. Expecting Fuane Mayor for a couple of innings and then into Kaiser. Need this one. Payoff pitch fouled away. Three and 2 the count. Runner at third, Valenzuela had the runner at second. Payoff pitch is down low. He walked him, and that's going to probably bring Chris Coast out. And we'll see. Got Josh Bissonette stepping in, and Coaster just hanging there right there saying, I'll give you this 9th man. And no room for Josh Bissonette, 9th man to the plate. The pitch, breaking pitch low, ball 1. Boy, and you think of the way this started. You got Marcus Smith, that dangerous hitter at the top, but he struck him out. And then Martini singled, Saul Garza doubled, the walk to Richardson, and a wild pitch in there. There's a ball fouled back, the RBI ground out. Then Valenzuela, the RBI hit. Head delivers the double to right center. Now the walk to Leach. Check out the runners again. And the 1-1 pitch to the plate. Just a bit low. 2-1 the count. And certainly David Arrieta not helping Lou out. He's trying to stay away from that big part of the plate, but in the process, he has fallen behind the majority of these Kansas City batters. I have feel for Lou that first inning as the ball fouled back out of play. And you get this feeling, if it's again, the game just started 13 minutes ago, a 13-minute half inning so far. But, man, if you can get out of here and just leave this at a 3-0 deficit as opposed to a 4-5-6. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Well, the inning started with a strikeout, and the half inning ends with a strikeout. In between, the Kansas City Monarchs put across 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 3 left. After a half inning of baseball, it's Kansas City 3. The Redhawks coming up to bat. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Now the Redhawks have a little work to do, and for the 3rd consecutive game against these Monarchs, the Redhawks are chasing runs. And if you caught the last 2 broadcasts, it hasn't been a problem Tuesday and Wednesday night. And now they've got an opportunity here to see if they can chip into it. Jimmy Endersby on the mound today for Kansas City. 1 game under but just 3 innings. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 0-1, and the ERA at 18. But, you know, Endersby, Anaheim, California boy, signed by the Houston Astros early in his career as an undrafted free agent. Been with the Chicago Cubs organization. I mentioned the Astros organization. Jesus Luhano leads things off for the Redhawks. We'll set that lineup in a moment. There's a strike. Luhano leading off. Trip Clark batting second, and at first Dylan Thomas hitting third and right field. Jose Sermo, Colby Wilkerson, and Jarus Richards, Carlos Amaya, Brian Fuentes, and Aiden Bird. Well, the Hawks down 3-0 out of the gate. Luhano, look out, smashes one foul up the third base line. Last season in February, Endersby, the starter, signed with the Toros de Tijuana of the Mexican League. But later in February, signed with the Charleston Dirty Birds of the Atlantic League. Is it just me, or are names just getting a little more intriguing over the years? 3 starts in Charleston last year. Has been spending time in Mexico, and here's time called. Then in July, Endersby signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, then was released from the Diamondbacks in the Royal, or the Monarchs signed him, and they called a pitch clock violation on Endersby, and he's got his arms wide as if to say, wait a minute, I thought I got rid of it. So Luhano, 1-2 the count, and Jesus hit a big 2-run triple last night, and he lines the ball foul right where I parked Abe. Kansas City, tops in the league in pitching stats and department. They can throw in the last 2 games, and there's a base knock by Jesus. Just flat out can hit. Jesus Luhano. You ever play slow pitch softball and maybe you're at a tournament and you got some maybe 53-year-old man that's 5'8" at the leadoff spot. He's from like Leeds, North Dakota, and you never get him out the entirety. He just hits balls the opposite way and fillets balls over the top, and that's Jesus Luhano. It's a good straw that stirs the top of the drink for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, and here's Trip Clark. He's set by Endersby in the pitch. Clark takes high. Trip Clark, we mentioned before about Trip. He is a Dallas boy. 5 hits on Sunday in Milwaukee. Just flat out can hit and sprays the field. Goes opposite field well. Here he grounds to third. This will be a double play. To second for 1, to first a twin killing. And Trip hit it hard, but that rolled over to Callahan. Callahan to Valenzuela and on to Saul Garza.
Right fielder, number 22, Dylan Thomas.
And that'll bring up Dylan Thomas. Well, if you saw the intro on our television side today, a little graphic for Dylan Thomas as Clark grounding into that tailor-made 5-4-3 double play. Today, this former Mariner, this former Angel and Red Hawk, Dylan Thomas, playing in his 1,200th game. This is game number 1,200 for Dylan Thomas. He looks at a pitch elevated. The kicker is 2 nights ago, Thomas hit a grand slam. And it took 16 years to hit his first grand slam. Takes a pitch high again. And I almost say that wrongly. It's not the proper way to put that. It's not like you get an opportunity every night to hit a grand slam. But he finally got that done. So hopefully the next 16 years, he'll put a few more in. See if DT can get something to his liking. That's a good pitch. Strike at the knees. I'm sure Dylan got Dylan's family tuning in. Ma and Pop. Beautiful bride Vic. Jade, if she's not off in some softball tournament. His daughter, by the way, going to be already is a tremendous athlete. A 9-year-old that you can't keep her off a field. She's got a swing like daddy's as well. 3-1 the count. The wind blowing to Moorhead, Minnesota. Right-hander from the set. Endersby, his team leading 3-0. And ball 4. The Red Hawks have a 2-out base runner. That brings up Jose Sermo. So DT, good patient, and that's the passing of the baton. You know, you could sit there in a 3-1 count, jack up the bat, and try to get another big fly. But Thomas is such a veteran guy, says, all right, I'm going to take a walk, and I'll see if the American Association's second all-time in career home runs is what he can do. And Jose Sermo. Switch hitter. Got power from both sides of the plate. They wind the pitch, and there's a strike Little off speed that cuts in for a strike. Now Jose just looking for something he can drive. Checking a runner, Thomas. Time's a threat to steal, certainly. We'll see if he goes, and there he goes. The pitch is down and away. Leach's throw to second will not be in time. Kind of smelled that coming. That's a stolen base for DT. Brought to you by Sir Speedy. Print signs, marketing for fast turnaround. SirSpeedyFargo.com, 298-9898. Isn't that an easy number to remember? 298-9898. So can Jose Sermo bring him in? Hawks trailing 3-0 with 2 outs in the first. Endersby, the big, tall, strong right-hander from the set. The pitch on the way is low. Jose and his wife have something called Beyond the Block, and they provide financial assistance and support to youth who are ready to participate but are facing economic obstacles, and that's what part of what Jose's involved with. There's a ball down low, 3-1, and awfully proud about that. You know, kids that can't afford registration fees or equipment, you know, but maybe have talent. Well, Jose and his wife make sure that underprivileged youth have that. So pretty good stuff for Jose Sermo. Good man. Let's see if he can get a hold of something here. Right-hander's pitch coming. Uh-oh, swings and sends a fly ball, but he didn't get all of it. It's a broken bat off the end. If that's barreled, that is hitting the Shield Center on the campus of NDSU. It's off the end of the stick, and he just missed it. Hawks are out here in the first. No runs, no hits. They leave a runner after 1. Kansas City 3. Fargo-Moorhead nothing. This is FM Red Hawks baseball. We go to the top of the second inning here at Newman Outdoor Field. And it's time for a Kia of Fargo call to the bullpen. As we said, Lou Fuenmayor was it's Red Hawks went with an opener today, and that's a term we've used now. Baseball uses an opener. Normally you'd say, oh, you mean the starter? Well, yeah, technically, but the term you use when you hear managers say the opener, meaning we're going to open with maybe a reliever. The reliever throws an inning or two, and then the starter, so to speak, comes in. Kia Fargo, whether it's Sportage, Sorrento, or Telluride, Kia Fargo has the right SUV for every drive. So Kaiser is on. Fuenmayor goes an inning, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. And here is Marcus Smith, 5 for 10 in the series. Been an extra base machine and can run. Smith takes a strike. Fans, a game plan for your summer. Hit the road, catch an event, explore the outdoors, and make memories in the great state of North Dakota. Jump into the Hyde Camp motorhome and zip on to Medora. Here's strike 2. Find out more at hellond.com. Maybe that RV will sling you past the coffee cup and steel, take you up the north unit. 1-2 pitch, high. The pride of Sabika, Minnesota, Colby Kaiser. I say that proudly. It's going to sound very local. I've got relatives in Sabika. 2-2 pitch. Uh-oh. Lifted in the air to right field. Forget it. That ball's heading to Albright Boulevard and gone. Marcus Smith went out and got it. A solo shot to right field for Marcus Smith, his 4th home run of the year. And just like that, it's 4-0 Kansas City. And when you get a west wind blowing and you're familiar with Newman Outdoor Field, the combination platter of this stadium, built with Yankee Stadium dimensions, meaning short to right, you get a west wind here, blows out to right, and you get a barrel on a ball, and you start doing the math. And Marcus Smith, how about that? He is 6 for 11 in the series with a home run, 2 doubles, 3 doubles, I should say, and a triple. Kaiser's pitch to Nick Martini is low. This is another man that can ruin your afternoon. Breaking pitches in there for a strike. I think the Monarchs want to avoid being swept. The bats are locked in today. The wind in the pitch. Check swing. And no, did not go around. Well, Smith homered against the Redhawks in the series last week at Legends Field in Kansas City. He has half of his home runs hit this year have been against Fargo-Moorhead pitchers. 2-1 pitch, fouled back on a play. Coming out to the ballpark, you got your tickets. Flip those tickets around. Don't throw them away. At the back of those tickets, you receive $200 off the purchase of a vehicle or 10% off any service with a maximum of $200 off at Mazda and Kia of Fargo. Or look at the back of those tickets. You'll see a buy one, get one free cheeseburger basket at Culver's. 3-2 the count of Martini. The pitch from Kaiser. Tapped out towards second. Backhanded by Wilkerson. Turns and throws back across his body. And Colby makes the play. Redhawks love that kid. He's a switch hitter at the plate. Collegiately played at North Carolina. He's a Tar Heel. Then went on to play with the former Redhawk pitching coach and manager Michael Schlacht, who manages the Missoula Paddleheads in the Pioneer League. And the Redhawks, while in Cleburne, they're starting third baseman, signed in Mexico, so you lost your AAA third baseman. Needed some infield help, made a deal with the Paddleheads, and here's a line drive base hit off the bat of Saul Garza. Boy, Saul, his second in. Then they made a deal. And Wilkerson came to Fargo-Moorhead. And he's been a pretty good bat man. And the Monarchs, a lot of barrels today. It brings up Grant Richardson. Drew a free pass last inning. Left-handed batting outfielder. The pitch, Kaiser delivers a little bit low. Four nothing, Kansas City. And again, the Redhawks are averaging 13 runs a game in this series. Is today going to be another one? That's a good-looking pitch. Catches the outside corner, 1-1 strike. Not going to lie to you, by the way, and every day is a gorgeous day you can be playing baseball, but it's got a little September, feel. Hopefully the Redhawks are playing in mid to late September. Breaking pitch is low. Well, nothing's going to... Yeah, we may see a little scattered activity today in the region, sure. But, man, 77 tomorrow and a big night planned at Newman. Wood chipper, the alter ego. Pitch is high, 3-1. Got Winnipeg Goldeyes coming to town. You got fireworks after the game. Explore Minnesota bringing you the wood chippers game. 3-1 pitch. He walked him, and for the second time today, Grant Richardson draws a free pass. And thanks to Busch Light, fireworks tomorrow night. It's a hot commodity, those wood chippers, and those available to Team Store. Yeah, the problem with walking Kansas City Monarchs is that there's just danger at every spot in the lineup. You got Austin Callahan in the first two games of the series was 5 for 10 with a home run and a double, and here sends one to deep. Forget it. That ball up back to right center, and that ball is on Albright Boulevard. A 3-run blast by Callahan, and just like that, Kansas City leads by a touchdown. It's 7-0 Monarchs. To a point where I didn't even get done talking about how dangerous Austin Callahan can be. And that first pitch right there in his wheelhouse, and the Redhawks, well, they got a little work to do here this afternoon at Newman Outdoor Field. Callahan's 4th home run of the season, 2nd in the series, and he's already driven in 4 runs today. And an RBI ground out. Now we'll start fresh with Saheed Valenzuela. He takes a ball high. Got 2 home runs in the inning. The pitch, and off-speed pitch fouled off. Now that first inning was a 1-out single by Nick Martini. Saul Garza, doubled, and he had a wild pitch. He just had the measurement on that home run. There's a check swing. Did he go? No. 450 feet, that home run to right center. Again, I don't need to lay out the math equation. West wind, jet stream, right field, you get it. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that time Kaiser broke one off on Saheed Valenzuela. Had an RBI hit, his first at bat. And here's the truism and the kicker on this. I think this one is far, far, far from over. The pitch is low. I mean, yes, that's a big crooked number. A hockey stick, as my friend Tom Szymanski would say, but there are no guarantees today. 7's large to come back, but it's not that the Redhawks can't. You need to get outs. Now stay away from those free passes. The wind, the pitch to Valenzuela. He's lifted foul as he spoils that. Austin Callahan, he may not want to leave Fargo. 1 for 2 today, 6 for 12 with a couple of homers, and ball 4 inside to Valenzuela. So Valenzuela will jog on down to first. And if you're Chris Coast, it's a tough spot to be in here too. You know, you don't want to. And Kansas City was in this spot 2 nights ago. You know, you don't want to start burning up arms. There's no off day tomorrow. You got Winnipeg coming to town. Well, here's Hudson Head for Kaiser. He's got to find a way to get back on there and hit the mitt. There's a strike. Big lead over at 1B for Valenzuela on the pitch. Just a bit away. And you may think, 7-0. I'm sure KC now will just kind of know. It's too early for that. They've seen the Redhawks put up 16 runs Tuesday, a dozen last night. They're trying to keep their foot on the gas here early on as Kaiser misses down and in. The Redhawks have been on 2 sides of this year already. Clark holding on with the runner. The pitch is a strike, and the count is even at 2-2. Couple of balls, couple of strikes on Hudson Head. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Kaiser able to wiggle one past the bat of Hudson Head. And a pretty full activity around the American Association today, but I was saying with my colleagues, we have a kind of a fraternity with the broadcasters in the group that I think Geneva, Illinois, and parts of that area could be experiencing some showers today. They've been knocking around all over the Midwest and the Northern Plains. Here's a cut and a miss by Ryan Leach on an off-speed pitch. Lake Country, you look at developing stories, a couple of them. Lake Country obviously is huge. 14 straight. Individually, Brian Dorsching in Milwaukee. How about a 3-homer, 10 RBI game the other night? American Association record for RBI in a game. Leach takes away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7-0. Kansas City. Top 2. Kaiser peers over to first in the pitch. Leach off the end of his stick fouls. The Monarchs put 9 to the plate in the first inning. Leach is the 8th man to the plate here in the second inning. 7 runs on 7 hits so far to start this afternoon at Newman Outdoor Field. 1-2 the count. Check the runner and the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Amaya. Part of it with his body, the other part with his right hand. And I think that hand, yeah, he took it off that right hand. Minnesota Twins in a day game today also. And it hasn't been a great start for Minnesota. Down 4-0 to the Tigers early today. And Torkelson homered. A 2-run shot in the fourth to increase that 4-0 Detroit in a rubber game of that series. Redhawks entertaining Winnipeg over the weekend. Kansas City heads to Sioux Falls to the Birdcage. 2-2 the count. And the 2-2 pitch fouled back. Josh Bissonette would be next. The Redhawks are just their third home series of the 2026 season. They played 16 of the first 22 away from Newman. And the pitch. Low. 3-2 the count on Ryan Leach. 7 in Cleburne. The last road trip took him to Sioux Falls, to Kansas City, and to Milwaukee. Clark backs off Valenzuela. He takes off. Payoff pitch fouled away. And the Redhawks are home for 7. That series coming up with the Winnipeg Goldeyes is a 4-gamer. And then the Redhawks will head to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and Gary, Indiana. How many wins will Lake Country have by the time the Redhawks get there next week? Payoff pitch is hit up the middle and into center field, a base hit by Ryan Leach. Valenzuela, who is on the move, will get to third. And Kansas City is out here just knocking balls over the fence, scooting balls through the infield, driving balls into the outfield. And now with first and third, we go to Josh Bissonette. Well, the Monarchs put 9 to the plate in the first, and now they have put 9 to the plate in inning number 2. Richards in left, Luhano in center, Dylan Thomas in right. Kaiser the pitch, Bissonette swinging a foul tip. Yeah, big shout out. What do you do when you're waiting for your game to start? Big shout out to all the boys tuning in. Tom Wynn, Tanner Hoops, Andrew Mild, Big Dan Vaughn, the crew, Aaron, doing well. Connor probably locked in today to Redhawks baseball. Certainly Joey is, the new voice of Kansas City. There's a ball fouled away. Brad. Got a text today from my boy Uke, and he was on a school bus coming in from Jamestown, North Dakota, bringing a bunch of folks over. Bissonette fouls away. Those tuning in from outside the Fargo-Moorhead area, maybe not familiar, Jamestown, North Dakota is a good sports town, and they love coming to Redhawks games. They always come here on school day game, buses of children. It's also the hometown of Darren Erstedt, former #1 overall pick. 0-2 the count, and Josh Bissonette the pitch. High for a ball. 1-2 the count. Clouds overhead. Looks like a Bob Ross painting in the sky today. Kind of just penciled in. Kaiser, the pitch. Watch out. Fouled back to the netting. Not a Robello tire foul ball. Robello tires available in Corwin Auto Group in Fargo-Moorhead. Also available at all 5 Fix-It Forward auto locations in Fargo-Moorhead. A 3-run first and a 4-run second with runners at first and third for Kansas City in the second. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. Want to get a group together? We had groups here last night. I always have a group or two here every day. I look around here and folks in the suites. You see on the UND party deck, Surfside patio, the Thriving Field Level Lounge, all those areas chock full of people today. You can always call 235-6161 to reserve your group area. 1-2 pitch. Hot smash back up the middle into center field. A base hit by Josh Bissonette. Valenzuela scores from third, and it's 8-0 Kansas City. Yikes. And again, it is such a tough spot to be in. And I know, as I'm sure fans are like, why don't they remove the pitcher? We have to understand baseball that eventually someone's got to, quote unquote, wear a game. You got to wear it. You got to buy arms that you're going to probably need for the upcoming series. So there's a point in which obviously Chris will probably make a move. But right now, poor Colby Kaiser is going to have to sit here and wear this till he can get another out. There's a strike into Marcus Smith. I say baseball is an intriguing game. I mean, you can get to the park early, go through a full workout, cage work, infields, all of that, and then not perform during the course of a game. Smith takes the ball inside. It gets past Carlos Amaya. We'll see the ruling on that, if that's a pass ball or a wild pitch. Looked like a catchable ball. We'll see if they're going to go wild pitch on that. My man George. Or some days, getaway day today for Kansas City. You just what we call show and go. They get to the ballpark, put the uni on, maybe get some cage work in, and then boom, you do this. Go figure. Kaiser misses high. I'll say it again. Yes, 8 looks like a large hurdle. But after having what we've seen the last couple of days, you never know. The 2-1 pitch, pulled foul. 2-2. We're in the top of the second inning. And have played 46 minutes of baseball in an inning and not even an inning and a half. Smith fouls back. Talk about groups here. You can also celebrate your child's birthday here with the Redhawks game in the Sandy's Donuts Birthday Zone. That's available for 10-plus people. Game tickets, ballpark meals, souvenir, hats, scoreboard recognition, and, of course, your favorite glazed or eclair, you name it. Sandy's Donut. 2-2 pitch to Smith. And he got a piece and fouled it back. Marcus Smith struck out against the opener Lou Feinmayer in the first. And this inning, homered on Albright Boulevard. Made a passing truck break on the street. The wind in the pitch. And a swing and a foul to plate. Got a piece of it. That might have caught part of that back foot of Marcus Smith. Eight runs on 9 hits so far for the Monarchs in an inning and 2/3 so far. And Smith kind of walking off, and now Carlos Amaya going to run out to the mound. Cleburne, Winnipeg tonight. Milwaukee and Gary tonight. Sioux Falls and Sioux City. There's a built-in rivalry. That series, we saw Sioux City take that one 8-2 on Tuesday, and then the Canaries got it going. 14 runs last night, defeating the X's 14-3. Lincoln and Chicago squared off tight games this week. Dogs taking game 1 8-7 on Tuesday, and Lincoln 8-6 winners yesterday. Been weather in that area too. 2-2. Low, ball 3. Some long time spent on defense for Fargo-Moorhead here early in this 3-2 the count on Marcus Smith in the pitch. And again, got a piece and fouled it off. Well, Kaiser trying to find that pitch to get past Marcus Smith, or at least induce something here to get an out. And now time called. And what do we got here? Now the umpires will converge. I don't think it's like a lightning sighting, is it? I don't think that's the conversation. I thought Kaiser made a motion to home plate umpire Dave Arrieta. He grabs his crew out there and they're discussing. I think on that last swing, I think Colby thought maybe there wasn't contact made. It was a swing and a miss, and the ball came back and hit the shoe of Smith. Not on a foul, but just on a. Yeah, and that's what's been confirmed. It's a strikeout. And now Joe Calfapietra is going to have something to say about this. I'm pretty sure I've read this right. I think in that last swing, Kaiser had felt, now that wasn't off his bat. I don't think it made contact. So Joe's going to get an argument in here, and that's going to be strike three. Well, Kansas City in this second inning, 5 more runs on the board on 5 hits. There were no Redhawks errors and 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of 2. We'll tell you more about this when we come back. I know those on the television side, as Marcus Smith goes deep and Callahan goes deep. It's 8-0 Kansas City. This is Redhawks baseball. We go to the top of the 4th inning. And the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks down 8-0. Kansas City, who sent 9 to the plate in inning number 2, sent 10 to the plate, in inning number 1, sent 10 to the plate in the second inning. And then Colby Kaiser. Yeah, a little more of an efficient third inning. Yielded a 2-out double to Grant Richardson, but got Callahan to fly out. So here we are on the top of the 4th. Shahid Valenzuela, Hudson Head, and Ryan Leach in a moment are Mount Rushmore in the 4. I think this one might be easy today. I'm not sure. It's Thursday. We'll see. The pitch on the way. Valenzuela pulls it foul. I was sitting up here, and if I'm not mistaken, we had Joel Heickamp, and Joel has some work to do. He's gone. But his high school team name when he grew up were the Monarchs. Joel, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Or maybe it was a softball team. The pitch is low. The Redhawks are playing the Monarchs. Of course, the Monarchs is the legendary, name, and you honor the Negro League and the history there behind that, and Legends Field. So Monarchs. I'm thinking Monarchs. Here's a pitch high. So here's the Mount Rushmore in the top 4. Your top 4 baseball players, or if you have to, athletes who have an M, C, and H in their last name. An M, C, and H in their last name. And not necessarily in that order. Steve, right 2 on the outside corner to Valenzuela. He thought it was ball 4. He'd already tossed the bat. He'll grab that stick back and climb back in. 3-2 the count. And a borderline pitch out or middle half, maybe a little bit up, but top of the zone. An M, C, and an H. In fact, if you really want to get cute today on the Mount Rushmore in the top 4, a 3-2. Oh, he might have got around it. He did. And how about Colby Kaiser coming back? Getting Valenzuela unable to hold up, but a strikeout for Colby Kaiser. Now for Kaiser, his 4th strikeout in a relief role, so to speak, today. So an M, C, and H. We could make it tough and say it's got to start with M, but we're not going to do that. We'll just have those 3 letters. Here's a rocket. Oh, hit up, fair ball down the first base line, and it hit the first base umpire, Jeff Beeman. Yikes. And that might bring Alyssa Tapey out, to the athletic trainer of the Redhawks, to see how he's doing. Jeff looks like he's going to be okay, and he's in. He's part of the play. So instead of up the line in a double, that's just a smash that, caught a piece of Beeman, first base umpire, in the leg. And Hudson Head saying, well, that would have been a double. He's held to a single. Happens. Some of them you just can't get out of the way of. And to Jeff Beeman's credit, the first base umpire, he had to wear that pain and still point, it's a fair ball. How about that? Here's a ground ball hit foul. Still doing his job after getting a line drive off the leg. An MC and an H. All right. So it's out. 8-0, Kansas City leading. Ryan Leach, the batter. One strike pitch, inside and low. Oh, the first one coming in, which I think is going to be a top 4. Points are going to be awarded out of the gate. 1-1 count. And a check swing. Did he go? Yep, says first base umpire Jeff Beeman. 1-2 on Leach. Yes, sir. Mikhail Jonet says, put me down for Manny Machado. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a top 4. Pitch in the dirt, Carlos Samayam. Points awarded. Now, rules to the game, no Googling. You can only Google to confirm the answer you have in your head. This is a last name question today. 80 people out of 100 randomly at the mall would have to know who that is. Base hit up the middle, Ryan Leach. He has his second hit of the game. So Ryan Leach getting a start today behind the plate for Kansas City. He's 3 for 19 coming into the game today. He's 2 for 2 today. 5 for 21. Those numbers are rising. Lou Mayor got the start for the Redhawks. Yielded 3 runs, faced 9 batters in the first. Kaiser came out, yielded 5 runs in the second. Kaiser able to hold down Kansas City in the third, but now 2 on, 1 out here in the fourth, and he drops a strike into John Bissonette. Josh Bissonette. He's 1 for 2 today. The pitch is a little low. Another one coming in today, Gene Mock. Boy, that's an efficient MCH. There's only 1 other letter, no, 2 other letters, right? Yeah, just the A and the U. Nicely done. Bissonette lines the ball into center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third is Hudson Head. Here comes a throw cut off. It's an RBI hit by Bissonette. And it's 9-0 Kansas City. Up and down this lineup. Bissonette's second run batted in today.
Right fielder number 27, Marcus Smith.
And now you go to the top of the order in Marcus Smith. He has struck out in the first off Wayne Mayor, homered off Kaiser in the second, and then on a, I guess, controversial swing, ruled out a strikeout last inning, or in the second inning. He had felt that maybe a foul ball, that it was appealed and questioned to the field umpire, said no, he did not make contact. So 2 strikeouts and a home run for Smith. The right-hander Kaiser, the pitch, and rifled and caught at first by Trip Clark. What a play, a web jam for Trip Clark at 1B. Boy, that ball tattooed on a line, and Trip Clark showing his athleticism and versatility. The catcher, first baseman, on that right knee, dives over, gets the glove on it. Kansas City's base runners freeze. And there's out number 2, and here's Nick Martini. Kaiser, the pitch, and taken low. Now, Gene Mock, that's a great call today on the MCNHO. This one coming in from Tommy F. Sorry if I read that. No, I get a lot on either at Jack Trackett down on X or Jack.Michaels at MWCRadio.com. Andrew McCutcheon. That's a good MCH. That might be worthy of a top 4. 2-0 the count on Nick Martini. And the pitch home. Lifted high and fouled. We're getting a lot of, there it is, my man Andy R. What about Cody Mount? Huh? Athletes? The flowing, speaking of Joel Heitkamp, his buddy, I believe they're probably related. Cody Mount, Tampa Bay. Martini swings and pulls one foul high down the first base line and onto the canopy near the dugout or the bullpen of Kansas City. Yeah, wishing Cody the upcoming NFL season nothing but health and success. Remember over the years, and those either tuning in from Texas and all other places that we get responses from, the state's not that big population-wise. We used to start talking about pros from the state of North Dakota. Swing and a miss, and Kaiser able to go up and get Martini. And now you add that submitted name Cody Mount. Well, the Monarchs do get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and strand 2 runners. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Kansas City 9, Fargo-Moorhead nothing. This is FM Redhawks baseball. We go to the top of the 5th inning at Newman Outdoor Field. Business person special game. I have my buddy, the Colt Dog, asked me, he goes, Jack, they just let business people in? I went, nah, just a name. Another way to say it's a 12:30 game. Cam Cunnings, the young right-hander, is on. Fresh out of college at GCU. Beautiful campus there in Phoenix, Grand Canyon University. And in games like this, again, Colby Kaiser came on and kind of weathered the storm, finished a little bit stronger than he started. So Kaiser, it's a few innings of work done today, and here's that hard-throwing right-hander, Cam Cunnings. The pitch on the way is a swing and a foul. Kaiser ends up going 3 innings. And 9 hits, 6 runs. Cunnings pitch, swing and a foul again. And Colby ended up walking 2. He didn't strike out 5. And the Redhawks do have 7 strikeouts, but the story today is Kansas City. Endersby throwing a good game today, but he's being overshadowed by a 9-run, 13-hit performance. The ball fouled back. Redhawks and Gold Eyes tomorrow night. Oofta, you betcha. It's wood chipper night. Gee, Margie. The 0-2 pitch fouled away. Maybe the Hawks hit a home run and we'd have our first track it down. Margie calls tomorrow night. Margie Gunderson. Boy, they had taken that concept and ran with it. Not, necessarily new. We see teams that have alter ego games, but that movie Fargo hit so hard, the Coen brothers. The 0-2 is high. And I know it's been around for a while, but you can do an alter ego game and call yourself the Fargo Wood Chippers. That expands, and I'd mention, I bet you people around the country are looking for that merch. 1-2 pitch away, 2-2. Top 4 athletes with an MCH, just to kind of put a cap on our top 4. Big shout out to Dan H. tuning in. He says, put me down for Ed McMahon. Well, you'd have to. Will Chamberlain. Don, come on. 2-2 the count on Saul Garza. The pitch from Cunnings. Strike 3 called. A fastball at the knees. Boy, that hard throwing right-hander. Cunning's a good addition. You know, good power arm, got that youthful, just out of college, bulldog mentality. You know, his dad golfed at USC, and I don't golf as much as I want to anymore. Certainly was with when Maury Wills live in here. Maury loved to golf, so 10 years with Maury, and we'd golf all the time. It was awesome, but we have to take some tips from Cam's pops. Richardson, the batter, takes a strike. My guess is Cam probably can swing a little bit too. The 0-1 pitch is away. I've always noticed this, like baseball pitchers and hockey players seem to be the best golfers. 1-1 the count on Grant Richardson. The pitch lifted high in the air to right field. Forget it. That ball is up. It is back, and it is gone into Albrecht Boulevard. Grant Richardson, his third home run of the season, and it's 10-0 Kansas City. You get it up today, and certainly on a day like today to right field. That fence comes awfully short, and Grant Richardson, a powerful batter anyway, and put a great swing, got that thing up in the zone. And Richardson homers to right. Third home run of the game for the Kansas City Monarchs. And here's a line drive to right field off the bat of Callahan. That's up, that's back, and that's gone. It hits the Fargo sign beyond the wall in right center field, and Austin Callahan has a 2-home run day today here at Newman. For Austin Callahan, it's his third home run of the series. Absolutely smoking hot at the plate, Callahan here in Fargo, North Dakota. His fifth home run of the season. The Monarchs go back-to-back here in the top of 5. 5 runs batted in today for Callahan. 11-0 Monarchs. First pitch swinging. Valenzuela sends a fly ball to left field. That will stay in the park and caught by Jarus Richards.
Center fielder number 10, Hudson Head.
I said before Callahan's at bat in the third that he's not going to want to leave Fargo the way he has seen it here today and putting swings on it. And he adds another home run. Which goes back to point out what Griffin Dorsching for Milwaukee did the other night. Imagine that single night. You know, Callahan's got 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in today. Dorsching the other day had 3 homers and 10 runs batted in total. 1-0 the count in Hudson Head. Got a pitch. It's a good pitch in there. Strike. Head today is 2 for 3. And by the way, what is it at Newman Outdoor Field? If you go back to the last homestand, the final game of that homestand, there's strike 2, saw 20 runs put up by Lake Country. And the Redhawks go away. They come back for this homestand. They put up, Redhawks do 16 on Tuesday, a dozen last night, and today, 11 runs put up by Kansas City. To the last 4 games here at Newman, a team has scored either 20, 16, 12, or 11. 1-2 pitch. Swing! And a miss, he got him. Cunnings bounces back with some high heat. He ends up striking out 2 in the inning. But the Monarchs continue to flex their proverbial muscle. 2 runs on a couple of hits and no one left. We go to the bottom of 5. Hawks with more work to do. It's 11-0 KC. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning here today. And the Redhawks find themselves on the wrong end of an 11-0 game. As I mentioned, the Redhawks had scored 28 runs in the first 2 games of the series, being held scoreless today. Which we talked last night in the postgame show with Chris Coase, the Hawks, 28 runs on 35 hits in the first 2 games of this series. And now here's game 3. And they asked Chris, do you believe in momentum? And Chris says, yeah, technically I think if you're swinging it, seeing it well, putting good swings on a ball, yeah, you can see, a hitter maybe take that approach into the next game, and you can call that momentum. But in baseball, as we like to say, not necessarily, because momentum can always stop with the next day's starting pitcher. Jarus Richards sends one back out of play.
Your attention, please. Grayson Stentz.
See if we got a shot at that one. Good to see David Clunt here today, one of the great official Hall of Famer in the booth. The 0-1 pitch, strike two called on Jarus Richards. Richards homered last night, his fourth of the year. Hawks have just a tad bit of work to do, but you get 2 here, 3 there, a run here, 4 there, 3 there, 1. Am I there yet? 11-0. You got to chip into it, and the pitch is down low. And Joel Heickamp was up here. He said, if we learned anything from San Antonio yielding a 29-point lead in the NBA Finals last night. Now, that is basketball, and there tend to be some possessions, and, you know. So today, the 2 home runs by Austin Callahan, yeah, that's a story. You know, Smith is homered. They've knocked the ball over the wall a little bit. But when you look at it, Jimmy Endersby throwing a 3-hit shutout for Kansas City. That, too, should be highlighted. 1-2 pitch, and he got him swinging a miss, and he continues to mix well. You know, throwing mid-90s, got the good slide piece, a cut, off-speed action.
Catcher, number 48, Carlos Amaya.
There's Carlos Amaya. He struck out his first at-bat today. Right-hander from the set position, not out of the full wide on the empty bases. The pitch, and Amaya swings, and again, there's that pitch mix. You know, Endersby just throwing well. He and his battery mate Ryan Leach today. He may do 1 inning and pitch a little backwards. Certainly this is the second look by these Red Hawks at Endersby, and there's a line drive to left that is dying quickly, and it drops in. Well, that's the advantage of that wind blowing out to right. When you jerk a ball to left field as a right-handed batter, that wind is cutting it and killing it. When you lift the ball to right, it's carrying it.
Third baseman, number 20, Brian.
And all the Red Hawks can do is try to get some traffic and then drive guys in. But yeah, it's been strange. I mean, the Red Hawks last week, I've talked about it, the Monarchs swept the Red Hawks 3 1-run games in Kansas City. And they come here, and the Red Hawks are blown up for all these runs. And now today it's Kansas City. Swing and a miss by Fuentes. Checking the runner. 1 out. Bottom 5. Endersby to the plate. Fuentes goes down to golf it foul. But again, the last 3+ games at Newman Outdoor Field, and this game 4, last 4 combined runs, 24, 22, 17, and today 11 with Kansas City. 2-strike pitch. Just a bit high and tight. It's a good tank for Fuentes and a good pitch on 0-2. We saw him run that pitch in on Aiden Byrne in the 3rd. That heat that handcuffs your hands as a right-handed batter. See if he goes back to that or slides one away. He goes down and away. There's the slider. Check swing did not go around. 2 balls and 2 strikes they count. I'm just glad to see first base umpire Jeff Beeman, who took a line drive off the leg earlier and had the presence of mind to continue to rule the ball fair as he's wearing that pain. Oh, the life of an umpire. 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air behind short. Again, twisting. Look at the wind take this ball. Look at the wind take this ball, and dropped it down in shallow center field. As I said, strange things happening today. Slight breeze kind of blowing right, at times kind of coming in. Just a little fish line fly ball, and you could physically see that ball just wave and come down and zip over. So the Hawks down 11-0. Again, trying to take that one bite out of that big elephant they've got to swallow here today, bit by bit. What happens if the Redhawks get on the board? What happens if that hitting that was so contagious the last 2 days come back? Fastball away. Jimmy Endersby certainly doesn't want to find that out. If Byrne can get on here, now you go back to the top of the order. Aiden Byrne with runners on first and second. Set by the right-hander Endersby, and the pitch home. Burnsy takes one across the whiskers. Fans, you can watch your favorite team on television all season long. Hawks and its broadcast partner, Valley News Live. It's affiliated to 365, digital channel 11.4. Good to have you with us that way today. And those tuning in on AA Baseball TV. And, of course, our flagship home, the fifth largest daytime signal in the United States of America, 740 The Fan. 1 ball, 1 strike on the right-handed batting rookie shortstop, Aiden Byrne. Burnsy reaches out and taps one foul.
Your attention, please. Grayson Sets. Grayson Sets. Please report to the Vandale Financial Group Guest Relations Booth.
3,098 the paid attendance today here at Newman. And they're waiting for a large comeback is what they're waiting for. A lot of ball game left to be played. The pitch, driven foul out of play. Mentioned we got groups, we got people from all over the region here today. I haven't seen my buddy the Uke from Jamestown, but all I know is I checked my phone 3 hours ago and it's a picture of the Uke in a yellow school bus saying we're on our way from the Buffalo City. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He came back with a slider. Aiden felt might have been a little bit low, but clipped that strike zone on the way in. Well, that's just a nasty pitch. Just a nasty 2-strike pitch. You can see as a hitter, you see it maybe down, you see it maybe away, and it kind of hangs, and then that late break action, that's what a strikeout pitch is. Tough one. Here's Jesus Luhano. You know, he's got an opportunity here. If he can find a mistake and lift it to right field, he takes a strike. You know, Redhawks have belted some home runs. It's not a coincidence here. Obviously, Endersby has not made a lot of mistakes. As the Hawks do have bats that can knock a ball over people's heads. And here's a ground ball hit foul at the first base line off the bat of Jesus Luhano. 1 for 2 today. The Redhawks and Family Fair want to see you here at Newman this season. All Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday games are Family Fair games. You're bringing a Family Fair receipt of $25 or more. Maybe buy some provolone cheese, some peanut butter, a row of crackers, bread, a ham, maybe some cervelet, summer sausage. I don't know. $25, you bring that in, and boom, the ticket office, they'll give you 2 first base bleacher tickets. It was Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday game for free. Luhano down 0-2 in the count. The pitch, he drives it foul. That's staying alive in this at bat. He can knock one forward. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second for Kansas City. They were held scoreless in the third, but then followed that up with 1 in the fourth and 2 in the top of this 5th inning. 2 on for the Redhawks. Just trying to get something on the board. And a breaking pitch inside and low. 1-2 the count with Trip Clark on deck. Austin Callahan for Kansas City's hit a 3-run home run and part of a back-to-back home run between Richardson and him in the top of his 5th. Marcus Smith is homered. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Jesus Luhano. Endersby, the pitch is low. 2-2. Redhawks and Gold Eyes tomorrow night, 7:02. 6 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. 7:02 Monday. 4-game series coming up. 2-2 pitch is driven to right field. This could get the first run of the game in. Smith fielding out in right, rounding third. Amaya's coming in, and the Redhawks are on the board. trailing at 11-1. Jesus Luhano. That's a nice at-bat for Luhano. You know, he got down on the count, had to work that thing back to even. You know, and that's just the mark of a professional hitter right there. Matt Hall to talk with the starter Endersby. There is action brewing in the bullpen for Kansas City. It is contagious, and we've seen it with Fargo-Moorhead. We use that word a lot. Yes, you're still down 10 runs, but 10 can become 9, and maybe someone runs into one, it becomes 6. All of a sudden, you're squeezing a little bit, KC. Maybe becomes 4. Now it's late. You're within 3. You know, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Full slate of activity today if Mother Nature approves. I know the Chicago area and Geneva, Illinois area getting some weather action. 11-1. And now you've got Trip Clark, who's been making solid contact. And he's a right-handed batter, but he's got massive power the opposite way. Guy like this can make Newman look awfully small. Runner takes off, pitches low, and they just let Jesus take on down to second. That's a Sir Speedy stolen base. Sir Speedy, Fargo, print signs, marketing for fast turnaround. Sir Speedy, Fargo.com. You get a knock here. 2 more could possibly go in, and here's a ball fouled back. Trip Clark. Well, Trip Clark has been on a number of teams in the American Association. It's good to see him in a Redhawks uniform. He's had a couple of big individual games this year. In Cleburne in a game, he had 2 home runs and a triple. Sunday, he had a 5-hit game against Milwaukee. You think about that. He had 2 home runs, a triple, and was hit by a pitch in 1 game alone in Cleveland. And then again, that 5-for-5 game in Milwaukee on Sunday. Today, he's 1 for 2. He takes low, ball 3. And you know who's on deck is Dylan Thomas. Again, it's 11-1 Kansas City. A majority of the Redhawks' production in this series has been with 2 outs at the plate. Endersby from the set, the right-hander to the plate. And ball 4, and guess what? They're loaded for Dylan Thomas. And you know, Joe Calfapietra, obviously their goal is to win the baseball game. They're trying to salvage a game. You know, the last thing you want to do is have to, yank your starter who's been pitching pretty well, obviously. And 2 nights ago, Dylan Thomas hit his first Grand Slam home run of his career, a big league career. And he's at the plate here with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch is hit sharply up the middle. A base hit by Dylan Thomas. This could get 2 in. Fuentes comes in to score. Luhano comes in to score. Dylan Thomas in his 1,200th professional game knocks in 2, and the Hawks trail 11-3. You know, it would have been so apropos for Dylan Thomas, who waited 16 years to hit his first Grand Slam. Wouldn't that have been something if he'd have knocked it out? And here comes Joe Cal. And Jimmy Endersby is going to be beside himself as a pitcher. He's not going to get the 5 required, and he's going to leave here without a chance to win today's game. Can you imagine? It was up 11-0, but again, Joe Cal says, look, you gave us what you could. And the bigger picture here is what we're looking at. We've got a Kia call to the bullpen, brought to you by Kia of Fargo. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Redhawks making some noise happen with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 on, 3 in. Back in a minute. It's Kansas City 11, Fargo-Moorhead 3. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Hander is on. Big, tall right-hander. Kind of comes at times 3/4 to side. Middendorf is 2-0 in the season, and he'll come in here and then assume the pitcher of record, Jose Sermo, the batter. And I don't need to tell you, if Jose Sermo gets into one, what that does to the big picture of this game. Middendorf, a 1.72 earned run average. He's not in the habit of giving up runs, by the way. We'll see if he does today. The pitch inside, as I said, kind of slings it a little bit three-quarter. Got that leg coming at you, knee kick, arm flailing in. Jose Sermo just trying to look for one pitch that he can put a barrel on. Runners at first and third. The pitch, backdoor slider. What a time to come with it. Swing and a miss. Tigers victorious. Speaking of 11, the Tigers shut out the Twins today 11-0. Well, more would be just enough for Fargo-Moorhead. Swing and a miss, and he comes off speed. Now that just is not fun. And Jose Sermo says, all right, saw that pitch hard up and in. Saw that little backdoor slide piece. Now I see a little bit of a change. But it only takes one. Sermo is flied to center and popped to third. Mittendorf kind of trying to shut the water off here in the bottom of the fifth inning, figuratively speaking, as he slings a pitch inside and low. It's not the 96, 94, 95 that the Redhawks saw with Jimmy Endersby, the starter. Different arm slots, different ball action here. Trip Clark at third, Dylan Thomas at first. We'll keep our eye on DT. He's set by Mittendorf in the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got it. Boy, I'll tell you, Mittendorf comes in and does what he's been doing. And he stops a rally, but the Redhawks show a little life at the plate. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors and 2 left. After 5 complete, it is Kansas City 11, Fargo-Moorhead 3. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Toss, having fun here at Newman Outdoor Field every 7th inning. Teresa's arm is she's so good. Look at this form right here. She's amphibious. Ryan Mittendorf stays in. All I got to say that this particular day in June, one of the most phenomenal catches I've seen on the Snack Michaels. A gentleman in Cubs gear, he's holding his soda in one hand, and he backhanded stabbed a Jolly Rancher gummy out of the air. Just a phenomenal catch. Well, here, Nate, there's your prize for having that camera. Brian Fuentes lead it off, who I call Sister Teresa. I'd call Mother Teresa, it's taken, but Sister Teresa. Fuentes, Byrne, and Luhano here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And if I'm not mistaken, the sun is trying to squeeze out. Oh, and strike 3 called. Mittendorf just dropped a little front door slide piece on Brian Fuentes. Boy, he's come in and really stopped the bleeding. The Redhawks had put up 3 runs in the 5th. There were 2 outs. Jimmy Endersby was 1 more out away from becoming the pitcher of record and possibly getting a win. But taken out, runs, pitch count, what have you, innings pitched. And boy, since this Mittendorf came in, and his numbers prove it as he misses inside to Aiden Byrne. He has come in and said, not on my watch. And he came into the 5th, got a strikeout. He's retired all 5 batters he's faced in relief. The 1-0 pitch is away, ball 2. Well, he's not in the habit of giving you it. You've got to find a way to take it when you're down 11-3. And Hawks still have several outs to play with. Burnsy sends one foul down the right field line. Well, those clouds today, it's like fool's gold, though. They've just kind of hung over the stadium. Got a little Stephen King kind of feel. But no rain, knocking on wood. I don't think so. I saw someone with an umbrella out. Sprinkles? All right, Teresa said sprinkles. There's ball 3. Yeah, I did see somebody with an umbrella out. Got a weather pattern. Welcome to the Northern Plains. 90 and just liquid hot one day and nice and cool. Here's ball 4, and the Redhawks have a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Got to start somewhere. Go to the top of the order, and Jesus Luhano And it was 69 at game time. We've actually lost degrees. It's 63 now in the valley. Here's Luhano. Oh, pretty woman. My man Randy's still playing our woman. He missed our earlier Mount Rushmore game, and we've accidentally got into a different one. Yeah, that'll play. Well, Luhano got a couple of hits today, 2 for 3, and a good pitch. Ron Mittendorf just, like we said, I've used the word sling. He slings that ball in. Great arm action. And a whip-like feature. Certainly has mixed it up well. Tough to lock in on. And the pitch. Luhano reaches out, pulls one foul towards the camera well on the first base side. Long, cool woman, come on. Man, he's just on fire. You're going to look at the scene at Impact Field in Chicago where the Dogs got to wrap up their series tonight with Lincoln later on. The tarp on there at Impact Field. Luhano out in front of one, sends one out of the campus of North Dakota State. (11-3) Monarchs. Hawks have taken the first 2 in this series. And a pitch. Backdoor action. No good. Ball outside. Again, for Kansas City, not a very long trip after today. It's 3 hours, 4 minutes. That Interstate 29 to Sioux Falls. 1-2 pitch is driven to right field by Luhano. The wind's blowing out that way, and it's over the head of Marcus Smith. Luhano rounding first. He's digging for second. Checking in at third is Aiden Byrne. And Jesus Luhano, his 3rd hit this afternoon. His 9th double officially of the season. The stats have him for 8, but he did not get credit for one in Cleburne earlier. Hopefully they make those changes so that actually officially is his 9th double. Here's Trip Clark. It's that time of the game where Kansas City's been up by so much, so soon, so consistently that as a fan, I can feel what the fans are feeling here, going, okay, I'm feeling something, but they really want to feel something, and Clark takes a big swing. They know that they're not giving up on the Redhawks' possibility to come back here, but that 11-3, that thing becomes 11-5. That'll make you go from the back of your seat to maybe up a little bit towards the front. Mittendorf, the pitch. Clark sends a liner up the middle into center field. Backhanded by the second baseman, Valenzuela. He won't have a play. It's an RBI single for Trip Clark. And the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks trail 11-4. Boy, that thing got a piece of the pitcher, Mittendorf. Deflected it enough. Off the hat, I think. And then Valenzuela saves another run, by the way, by stopping that ball from getting into center, but unable to make the play. And another hit for Clark. He's got 2 hits. Give Clark his 11th run batted in of the season. Little meeting on the mound. Now you got Dylan Thomas. And we're in the 7th. As I just explained, the fans here, they're feeling something. Still a 7-run deficit, but they've inched a little bit more to the edge of the seats. And I guarantee you, if the gentleman that's at the plate right now gets something to his liking, that'll send someone going, hold my soda, honey. I'm going to go get another hot dog and come back for the rest of this movie. See how it ends. You just never say die with the Redhawks at Newman. A Byrne, a 1-out walk, and then the Luhano double. And now you've got Dylan Thomas. Right-hander Mittendorf, the pitch. Thomas, a little check swing, foul off his leg. Well, just a tough pitch. This is how good Mittendorf is. He comes off speed, spins that, kind of coming into Dylan's body, just jammed him. And Dylan felt the brunt of that. It's not the speed in which that pitch came in. It was a breaking pitch. It's the fact that it went right from the bat to the bone of a knee on a check swing. DT looking to elevate something or barrel something. More accurately said, the 0-1. And he barrels one, forget it. Marge, get your shoes on. This ball is heading out of the state of North Dakota. Pack it down. Dylan Thomas, a 3-run shot to right center field. And don't look now, the Redhawks trailing it 11-7. Dylan Thomas, his second home run of the series. And here comes the track it down Marge shirts. Oh, there you go. Can you get it all the way there, Teresa? Dylan Thomas got all of that one to right center field. He's hit a grand slam home run and a 3-run home run in this series. And the track it down Marge shirts flying out of the booth. And here's Jose Sermo. Sermo takes low and inside. That'll activate the booth. Teresa getting that Marge shirts to our boys. Thomas today has driven in 5. Big boy's going to, oh, you must have given him a large. Yeah, there should be. A little meaning on the mound, and in fact, Joe Calfapietro is going to make a move. So right in the beginning of this at bat, we're going to have a pitching change, but the scene has changed a bit at Newman Outdoor Field. This pitching change brought to you by Kia of Fargo. We'll be back. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Redhawks have put 4 on the board. Back in a minute. It's Kansas City 11, Fargo-Moorhead 7. This is FM Redhawks baseball. It's getting awfully intriguing in the later chapters, and here's Jose Sermo, who has a 1-ball, no-strike count on him. Middendorf was pretty special out of the gate. He throws 1 2/3 innings of relief. Middendorf, 3 strikeouts in relief. It would still be his game to win for the Monarchs. So Myrick is on, and he throws low, ball 2. And what you obviously you're hoping for as a Redhawks fan is you just traffic. You just try to keep getting boys on. A right-hander from the set. And the pitch. Oh, Jose right on that pitch. Eyes got as big as silver dollars. And he pulls it foul. 2-1 to count. Middendorf an inning in 2/3. 3 hits and 4 runs against him. 2 balls and a strike on Jose Sermo. From the set, Myrick. And the pitch home. It's in the dirt. Ball 3. And much like we saw Dylan Thomas, not the home run, but you know when Thomas was able to take a free pass earlier today. You know, you're just trying to pass it on to the next guy. Again, traffic the key. So if Jose, if this isn't his liking, a 3-1, but it is, and he pulls it foul towards the Kansas City dugout. Again, Middendorf, an inning in 2/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 3-2 the count. You think if Sermo can get on and then Wilkerson do something, then you go back to Jarus Richards, a lefty with some pop in his stick. It becomes a large pitch right here after the home run from Thomas. Oh, and he got it. Boy, went up the ladder, and Jose Sermo knew it, and he snaps that bat over his knee at home plate. That's how big. You could feel the intensity of that at bat. Well, he had a couple pitches that he liked, and that just shows you the competitiveness of Jose Sermo. Don't try that at home. But it is pretty impressive. Remember when Bo Jackson, not just with his knee, and he would do that with his knee when he'd get frustrated on strikeouts. He did that on his helmet one time, on his head. Here's Colby Wilkerson, and Wilkerson pulls the ball to first. This will be the inning. Played by Saul Garza, flips it to the pitcher, Myrick covering, and the Redhawks are out, but slowly but surely they're taking a bite out of that elephant. They put up 4 runs in the 7th inning, and after 7 complete, it's Kansas City 11, Fargo-Moorhead 7. This is FM Redhawks baseball. This call to the bullpen presented by Kia of Fargo. Kia of Fargo brings a full lineup of SUVs, sedans, built to cover every base. If you just tuned in, and that's on either 740 The Fan, Valley News Live, the 365, or Digital 11.4, AA Baseball TV.tv. You're going, oh, well, look at this game in Fargo, North Dakota. Got a good slugfest going on. Parker Harm, the new pitcher for the Redhawks, facing Josh Bissonnette. Well, not exactly. It was 3-0, 8-0, 9-0, 11-0 Kansas City. Harm misses inside, ball 2. Again, it was 3-0, 8-0, 9-0, 11-0 Kansas City. Then it was 11-1, 11-3, 11-4, 11-7. There's a not called a strike. Pitch a little bit up and in, 3-0. So the Monarchs scored the first 11. The Redhawks have scored the last 7. What are these final couple of innings going to be like? There's a strike. The Redhawks have now 6 outs at the plate to play with to try to get 4 runs. And in the process, prevent Kansas City from scoring any more. That's what Harm's in for. That's strike 2, Parker Harm. I mentioned who I nicknamed Sid Nickel, our social media person, Sydney Wiseman, and she has a thing that's already got 30,000 views. Just put it up. And it was Parker Harm singing Into the Ear of Kyle Krieger. If you've seen on the Instagram, ball fouled away. Or TikTok, I'm not sure where. It's on social media. It's a new world we're living in. Couldn't do that with the phones we had in 1996. 3-2 the count. Parker Harm against Bissonnette. The payoff pitch. Inside, he walked him. So leadoff man aboard. Mandan, North Dakota. Parker Harm, North Dakota State University. Parker Harm. I saw all the comments with all those views, and one said, I love this man. I think it was Parker's wife, which makes sense. The pitch, good pitch in there for a strike. Those two, great couple. Just welcomed new baby Harper into this world not long ago, and Parker shared a photo of like daycare, this child, and it might be the happiest child I've ever seen in my life. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. I thought when Carl and Savannah, or the Redhawks GM, and their baby, now babies came, I thought those were the happiest children in the world. But 11-7. I hope you're as curious as I am how this one is going to end today. It just had that feeling. There's a pitch up and away. 1-2 the count. Kansas City leading by 4. One thing's for sure, you really, just a pitch away. 2-2 the count. Good eye. Marcus Smith today has struck out 3 times, lined out on a great play from Trip Clark, and has put a ball onto Albright Boulevard over the right field wall. 2-2 the count. The pitch, little tapper, foul. These fans that were here last night and then maybe came back today or been in this series, and certainly the staffers here. I mean, many left at 1, 2 in the morning. Just a bit outside. That's that little hovercraft breaking pitch that sweeps away from left-handed batters. That usually is a Parker Harm put-away pitch against lefties. And he'll back that pitch up. I'm curious what he'll come with here. Keep an eye on Bissonette not running. Yeah, he did again, but nowhere near, and that's back-to-back walks. And now the Redhawks in a little bit of trouble here. They pulled within 4, and until you can get this thing tied up again,
Designated hitter number 3, Nick Martinez.
how important is this game to Kansas City? They all are. How important is a win and insurance runs? Obviously, they're important. I'm curious. I wouldn't think you'd have Nick Martini lay it down. It is a lefty on lefty, but we'll keep an eye. Veteran bat at the plate, but does he square? No. And Harm misses. Oh, catches the outside corner for a strike. I'm going to let Nick Martini swing away here and say, you know what, you swing away. At the very least, pull the ball to right and move those runners over. The 0-1, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Martini. Well, I know what Redhawks fans are asking for. Maybe something on the ground to a position player. The 1-1, and a ball fouled into the netting. And a Rovello tire foul ball. Swing for the fences with Rovello Ridge Track all-terrain tires. You can find yours at Schumacher Goodyear in Fargo. Also available at Advanced Tire and Auto in Crookston. Tomorrow night, Margie Gunderson. You betcha. Wood chipper night. 1-2 pitch. Just a bit outside. It's 2-2. The Redhawks over the years have brought in some famous people, Saved by the Bell, Dennis Haskins, right? The principal of Saved by the Bell. Maybe one of these years. There's strike 3. That's the old breaking pitch. It'll freeze you in your tracks. And Harm strikes out Martini. So this wood chipper thing that obviously is phenomenal. It's catching on. The merch is available to Team Store. Maybe if the Redhawks keep doing that from here on, maybe we can get Steve Buscemi to swing by. Yeah. Here's Saul Garza. Dangerous bat at the plate, and a big cut by Saul. Parker came in with the old heater. Francis McDormand, if I'm not mistaken, I think won an Academy Award for in that picture. 1 strike pitch, just a bit high and away. Kristen Rudrud, so good in her part. 11-7, one of those pivotal points here, top of the 8th inning, and Harm just misses away, and he's trying to be fine here, trying to get swing and miss, trying to get weak contacts. And Saul Garza is not a man that contacts anything weakly. He has found a lot of barrels in this series. 2-1 pitch coming. Strike 2 called, and man, it's 77, that little floating sweet ball that Harm. So he saw 91 when he ran the heater earlier. Now he comes 77 with that little twist on it. Do you try to go backdoor slide piece here? Do you try to run some heat on his hands? Do you throw that same pitch he just threw? Runners are going to take off. No. 2-2, and he came back with that breaking pitch. And this time, spun a little bit inside. Three and 2 the count. 2 men on. Top 8. The pitch. Just a bit down and away. He ran that fastball again and just missed outside. And Parker Harm, not thrilled. I know that he's chatting with David Arrieta. And just a little off the plate. Sometimes, when you when a pitcher shows some verbal frustration or whatnot, Chris Coast coming out just to kind of calm everything down. But sometimes it may not be on that exact pitch that a pitcher just threw. It might be a frustration on a couple of pitches before. But Chris Coast coming out here, let's see what he does. Again, is it a gettable game? Of course. The Redhawks have put up 28 runs in the 2 games prior to this. They've got 7 today. The hole was big, 11-0 at one time. It's now 11-7. And you've got Grant Richardson at the plate. So this is Chris Coast. A chance to chat with Parker Harm, and we'll see if he chats with home plate umpire David Arrieta as well on his way back. And I think a little bit out of the side of the mouth there. And Chris trying to fight for his pitcher. But that's a good visit to the mound. Chris, not only the manager of the Redhawks, World Series champion with the Phillies, 2008. He also is the pitching coach. And now, no room for Grant Richardson, as Kansas City trying to add to their lead. And the first pitch swung on, hit high in the air to right field. It is up into the breeze. It is back. It is a grand slam home run by Grant Richardson. His second home run of the afternoon. And just like that, it's 15-7 Kansas City. Oh, my. Well, that first pitch, Richardson gets it up and out to right field. And he now with 5 runs batted in today and 2 homers in the game. Boy, an 8th inning grand slam, and Richardson put a swing on it. Dylan Thomas, all he could do was get back and watch it sail into Albright Boulevard. That brings up Austin Callahan, and he has hit 2 homers today. And Callahan swings and sends a fly ball to left. The wind will knock this down. Richards racing in to make the catch. Route number 2. A 15-7. Yeah, that old grand slam will take the wind out of your sails. So the Redhawks hit one Tuesday night. That kind of took the wind out of Kansas City's sails. The pitch is away to Saeed Valenzuela. And a couple of walks, 3 this inning prior to that grand slam. The 1-0 pitch is outside ball 2. And I know Parker was expressing some disagreement maybe with location and whatnot, but can't deny Richardson sitting on that first offering and sending one out of the park. And there's the ball down and away, 3-0. Now you look at the 4-5 spot in this lineup, and Richardson and Callahan. My goodness, what an afternoon. There's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Valenzuela. And Parker's such a competitor. 8th man of the plate will be Hudson Head. Richardson today, 2 home runs, a double. Been on base 5 times with 2 walks. He scored 4 runs as 5 runs batted in. Callahan, 2 home runs, a single, 5 runs batted in. Richardson and Callahan, 4 homers and 10 RBI on the afternoon. Had a little broken bat flare over the head of Tripp Clark, fielded by Wilkerson. Harm covering the bag, it won't be in time. And look at that, Hudson Head, little broken bat flare just deep enough to get over the head of first baseman Tripp Clark. And by the time that thing bounced on the dirt and Wilkerson fielding it, Head had reached first base in that play. So everything now swinging back in the form of Kansas City. And here comes Chris Coast, and we will have a pitching change and a break in the action. This call to the pan brought to you by Kia of Fargo. Harm leaves, and he leaves with a couple of words as well on his way out. We'll tell you about the new hurdle when we come back, top of the 8th inning. 2 outs, it's Kansas City 15, Fargo-Moorhead 7. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Pitches. The grand slam home run hit this inning by Grant Richardson has kind of taken the wind out of the Redhawks' sails. All that push the Redhawks were having. We'll see what happens. Hunter Day, the right-hander, is on. So Day can use in various ways. Long relief, a starter. Come in situations like this, it's about getting some innings in and pitches, so he's got some fuel in his tank. Ryan Leach, the batter. Hawks down 8 runs in the 8th. Trailed by as many as 11. Pulled back within 4, now back down by 8. Day's pitch is away. Ball 1. I do like, and I'm sure you do too, the Redhawks went down 11-0, didn't just wilter away. They certainly kept the fight going. That's something to be proud of. But today, Kansas City just 15 runs on 19 hits, and they have utilized Newman Outdoor Field well. 1-1 pitch. Broken bat flare, and this ball might be blown into right field. Wilkerson will not get it. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Another one drops in and scores Valenzuela. It's now 16-7, Kansas City. The last 2 hits have been broken bat hits. One that didn't get out of the infield. That one just kind of floats over Wilkerson's head into shallow right. And when it's going good, it's going good. And Leach has an RBI knock. And we go back to Josh Bissonette, who takes a strike. Runners at first and third for the 3rd time in this game. The Monarchs have batted around, the breaking pitch low. Actually sent 9 to the plate in the first, 10 to the plate in the second. And now this is the 10th man to the plate here in the 8th. The pitch, strike. $16 runs on 20 hits. The 2-1. And this ball driven down the right field line. Twisting. It is gone. A home run inside the fair ball down the right field line off the bat of Josh Bissonette. This one a 3-run shot, and it's 19-7 Kansas City. 3:14 down the line in right field, and for Bissonette, his first home run of the season. Couple of broken bat singles with 2 outs, and then Bissonette takes a pitch away and sends it down the right field line. He is the 3rd Monarch with 5 runs batted in today's game. Just snuck inside the fair pole down the right field line. And a strike now to Marcus Smith. Yeah, who said Kansas City can't hit? I mean, this team is flexing muscles today. And here's a reached out ground ball up the first base line by Smith, foul. 0-2 the count. As I said, Sioux Falls, they're coming into the birdcage, and sometimes that park is conducive. 0-2, the pitch from Day is away for a ball. Line by Day in the pitch. Lifted foul. The Redhawks trailed 11-0. And think of this game. KC scored the first 11. Redhawks scored the next 7. And now KC scored 8 here in the 8th. The pitch. Down low. What a wild Thursday afternoon of baseball. Marcus Smith today as homer takes a ball. Bissonette, 3 hits in that 9-hole, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Austin Callahan and Grant Richardson each with 2 home runs today. As Smith fouls one, the wind will make this playable for Fuentes down the third baseline in foul territory. And he makes the catch, and that is out number 3. But the Monarchs, Redhawks, made a charge back, and they answered the call with an 8-run 8th inning on a total of 4 hits. Couple of 3 home runs, by the way. Check that. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits at 1 home run, and after 7.5. Our new score has Kansas City 19, Fargo-Moorhead 7. This is FM Redhawks baseball. So the right-hander Wyatt Wendell saw a little taste of Wyatt a couple of days ago. Got game in, pitched an inning, didn't give up any runs. And we'll see what the Redhawks can do here. Leadoff double in the bottom of the 8th inning, down 19-7. Now the batter, Carlos Amaya, 1 for 3 this afternoon. The pitch is inside for a ball. Now finished with some good at-bats. See what the Redhawks can do. There's a pitch a little bit high inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Richards takes that lead at second. The pitch is high, ball 3. Tyler Myrick goes 2/3 of an inning. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no walks. There's a strike. There's Wendell. Now the 3-1 count on Carlos Amaya. Brian Fuentes waits on deck. The pitch, swing and a foul tip, strike 2. Maya steps out, climbs back in. 19-7. Kansas City leading bottom 8. Hawks with a man on second. Nobody out. And the ball fouled back. Game 3 hours, 21 minutes in length right now. And the scoreboard shows it. Been combined 26 runs on 32 hits. It has been a lot of activity. The pitch and fouled away. I don't know. Something in the water this week. We had hot day Tuesday, wind blowing to left. An hour and a half rain delay yesterday. Pleasant night for baseball. Hawks won it 12-5. And then today it was Kansas City jumped out to an 11-0 lead. Here's a ball hit down the right field line. That's twisting foul. Redhawks scored the next 7, trailed by 4, and then an 8-piece in the top of the 8th inning by Kansas City. And now the Redhawks trying to cut into a 12-run deficit in the bottom half. The pitch, high, he walked him. And here come the Redhawks, runners on first and second, nobody out. Just when they were taking a bite out of that elephant, another elephant showed up. That's kind of the way this thing has gone today. Batter is Brian Fuentes. Winnipeg coming to town tomorrow night. Well, the old 2 foes. It's set by the right-hander and a big swing by Fuentes. The miss. Well, Brian, the other night was part of that 16-run outburst. Hit a big 3-run home run of the game. Had a multi-hit game. Big swing again by Fuentes, and Wendell's put a couple past him. The rotation for the Redhawks over the weekend should be Kyle Krieger tomorrow night, followed by Patrick Wicklander, Wyatt Cheney, and then perhaps Hunter Day. Day got a little work in here today. or is getting some work in here late today. 0-2 pitch, fouled away. Two on, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Redhawks is trying to chip away. Foul back. Right. Games around the league, and we mentioned that Kane County, Lake Country have been kind of dodging weather, tarp on, tarp off. Well, game one of a twin bill, Kane County leading Lake Country 3-0. As the spinning pitch from Wendell misses away. So they'll try to get two in. Tonight, Milwaukee is at Gary, Sioux Falls at Sioux City, Cleburne and Winnipeg, Lincoln in Chicago, and then Lake Country and Kane County, as I mentioned, have that nightcap. 1-2 the count, and Brian Fuentes. And a ground ball hit towards the middle. It is scooped up and played by Valenzuela. Now the throw to first, and Fuentes got around the first baseman, Saul Garza. Garza, I don't think, had his foot in the bag, and Valenzuela playing that ball up the middle. The only chance to get a first, kind of lobbed it there, and then Garza just unable to get it. That'll be an infield hit for Brian Fuentes, and here's Aiden Byrne. The Redhawks have the bases loaded, trailing 19-7 in the bottom of the 8th inning, but nobody out. And the pitch. Good swing and a little swinging ball on the infield, fielded by Wendell. He doesn't have a play. It's an infield hit for Aiden Byrne. Coming in to score from third is Richards, and the Hawks trailed 19-8. I mean, really? Just one of those days. This is just called thousands of games, and this is one of those peculiar, just a peculiar day. So here's Jesus Luhano. The right-hander's pitch is a strike at the knees. Well, on the top of this one, before the big damage home run stuff, you had two broken bat singles for Kansas City. Now the Redhawks just put back-to-back infield singles here in the bottom of the 8th. And the pitch. Luhano chops the ball foul. And here we are in the 8th inning, and the Redhawks again have pulled within 11. They trailed 11-0, cut into that, trailed 11-7, trailed 19-7. Luhano sends the ball to left field, dying quickly. Might not even be deep enough to tag the runner, in the catch made by Richardson, so no one will tag on that. The batter here is Trip Clark. And part of me as I watch this, it all depends on location, but regarding Trip Clark, who's 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. He's hit some hard balls, got an infield single. And each time Trip Clark sends the play to look at that flag blown out to right field, and I know how much power he has the opposite way, thinking, is he going to get one? Ooh, big cut there. That one coming off the catcher. That's smart. Ryan Leach just wore that one off the wrist and hand. Yikes. But I look at Clark, and if Wendell, who's got some pretty good velo, but if he sends the ball middle away or up away, Trip Clark's the kind of guy that can step on one to right field. This has been a series of grand slams, by the way. Thomas Tuesday night. Richardson today, and the pitch is a slowly hit ball up the third base line, foul. 0-2 the count on Trip Clark. (19-8). Hawks trailed by 11. They got 5 outs to play with in this game. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Wendell goes up the ladder. and a strikeout. Good location. Here's Dylan Thomas. Thomas 2 for 3 today with 5 runs batted in.
Number 22, Dylan Thomas.
And a 2-run single in the 5th and a 3-run home run in the 7th. Thomas has hit 2 homers in this series. And one of them has been a grand slam. Bases loaded, and the pitch. Oh, and that one almost caught the front pocket of DT. Dylan's mom, Karen, messaged me, beautiful woman, just a terrific lady. And Dylan hit that grand slam Tuesday, and she said, it's been a thing in our family, Jack. He had waited 16 years, and every time he came up with the bases loaded, we thought, is this the time? Right on it. Boy, Thomas right on that pitch, fouls it back. So all these years and all those opportunities, and it's not like every time. He said, we waited. It became kind of a running family thing, and then Dylan Tuesday night sent that ball over the left center field fence. Here, just trying to keep the inning going at the bottom of the 8th inning. They play Thomas to pole, and he lays off a spiked breaking pitch in the dirt. And talking with Chris Costante, we talked about the grand slam. Fernando Tatis Sr. hit 2 in 1 inning, which is just unbelievable. But it really is just about having the opportunity to be in that spot. And Dylan finds himself in that spot again, and he takes ball 3 inside. Royce Lewis had been in that for the Twins, right? In recent years, he always found himself in a spot with the bases loaded. Well, a ball here walks a run in. A strike here, let's see what happens. Wendell's 3-1, hit sharply to first and played cleanly. Oh, got on top of it. Garza makes the play, and the Redhawks are out in the 8th. Well, the Hawks do get another run on 3 hits, and they strand 3. We're through 8 today at Newman. Our score now, Kansas City 19, Fargo-Moorhead 8. This is FM Redhawks baseball.
AM Fargo.
Well, we got a Kia Fargo called to the bullpen, and the Redhawks not going to burn another arm today in the 9th inning, so they'll use a position player. Jarus Richards will come on to pitch the 9th inning for Fargo-Moorhead. Defensive changes. Andy Nelson goes to left. The Redhawks have used a position player twice before this season, and both times it's been Andy Nelson. And it's kind of funny, as Chris Coast, Jarus Richards says, I can throw. And Chris made Jarus, well, promise me you're not going to try to heave it up there and throw your arm out over 80. And I think Jarus said, I can't promise you that. But now at least Jarus is going to get an opportunity here in the 9th inning. Facing Nick Martini, first pitch swinging and fouling. If you like math and you like numbers, there's a lot of them today. And if you just joined us, my goodness, 19 runs, 21 hits for Kansas City. 8 runs, 13 hits for the Redhawks. Combined in all, 27 runs combined and 34 hits. And here's a ball sent towards the camera well. We'll get pitch counts. I don't have it all added up in front of me here, and I don't think it's a record today, but there's been a lot of pitches thrown today. 0-2 pitch. Jazzed a bit outside. 1-2 the count. Been a total of 10 pitchers used between the two teams. Richards into the line. The pitch is hit towards the first base side. It looked like it came off Martini's foot, but maybe not. Fielded by Clark. Takes it to the bag, and there is out number 1. Well, Richards gets an out.
First baseman, number 16, Saul Garza.
Here's Garza. Seventh plate appearance. And Richards fires away for a ball. And Kyle Krieger set to start tomorrow night for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. There's ball 2. The wind and the pitch. Ooh, and this one inside. Hawks down 11 runs. The pitch. Ooh, and this one spins around Saul Garza. And sometimes when you bring a position player into pitch and you haven't been thrown, it, Garza will take his bag. We saw Kansas City. Obaro Gonzalez also a couple of nights ago, a position player came into pitch. I was wondering about like the greatest comeback in baseball history, or at least when I could find it in Major League Baseball. About 25 years ago, August of 2001. At that time, the Cleveland Indians. Here's a little check swing dribbler on the infield and kicks foul off the bat of Grant Richardson. Rallied from a 12-run deficit. We're down 14-2 to Seattle. And they came back to win the game 15-14 in 11 innings. That was one. Grant Richardson. I mentioned kind of video game numbers. How about 3 for 4? He scored 4 runs, 2 homers, a grand slam being one of them, and 5 runs batted in today for Grant Richardson. The pitch is inside and low. When's the last time in a game 3 different players in a lineup had 5 runs batted in? It's happened today for Kansas City. Set by Richards. Little backdoor pitch right there. Jarus gets the call, 1-2. Backdoor slide piece. And that slight breeze today. Clouds are broken up. Sun kind of making its way out this afternoon. And a pitch behind the back of Richardson. And they jogged a second on a wild pitch for Saul Garza. That's the, we're at that spot now where, it's 11-run lead. In a wild pitch, you don't want to take off. You jog down, that etiquette and style. I'm not going to not run, but 2-2 the count on Richardson. Richards from the set and the pitch. And it's down and away, ball 3. Set by Jarus and the pitch. And this ball hit high and deep to right field, and Grant Richardson is having a memorable day in Fargo, North Dakota. His 3rd home run this afternoon. That's a 2-run shot, 3 homers, a double, and 7 runs batted in. Grant Richardson, a day he will remember in his career as he puts another one onto Albright Boulevard beyond the right field wall. 3 round trippers on the afternoon, and Richardson knew it. 4 hits, 2 walks, 3 homers, a double, and 7 runs batted in. And the first pitch swinging is Callahan, who also has hit 2 homers today. Fouls off the first pitch. The Redhawks again using Jarus Richards here not to burn another saving an arm in the bullpen. Position player as he dumps a strike in there to Callahan. Boy, in a week that we saw Brian Dorsching of Milwaukee do what he did against Gary. 3 homers, 10 RBI day. Grant Richardson says, well, look at this. When you're putting up like 14 total bases, on a couple of walks, here's a pitch inside. 21-8. Here's a pitch. And this one clubs Callahan on the thigh, and boy, that hurt. Boy, you heard that from here. Yeah, that was right on that thigh, and obviously Richards not trying to hit anybody. Using a position player to pitch. Alyssa Tapey, the Redhawks athletic trainer. Thank you to Sanford Sports Medicine for that. Alyssa also helping out Kansas City with some athletic training duty. And Callahan walks down to first. And give Austin Callahan credit here. I mean, you know how things develop in baseball, and he knows that Richards obviously not trying to hit him and the ball gets away. You got a position player, he's just trying to throw a fastball in. But there are some ball players that might look at things differently and start something, but so credit Austin Callahan. He just wore that right on that thigh. One out here in the ninth. The batter, Zahid Valenzuela. The pitch, high and tight. It's obviously not joy for Chris Coste. We'll talk with Chris in the post-game show. Probably not long. We'll talk with him and kind of set the stage for the upcoming series against Winnipeg. The pitch, ball 3. Games like today, and a 4-pitch walk. Games like today, fans understand, and Chris Coste coming out, and he's got to find someone to, probably Andy Nelson, I guess they'll probably flip-flop Jarus Richards and Andy Nelson. They've used Andy, a position player, to pitch, and that's, I think, exactly what's going to happen. So Andy's going to jog in from left field. Jarus will, I'm sure, run out to left field. And we've got a pitching change. Brought to you by Kia of Fargo. So pitching change here in the ninth inning. We'll be back in a minute. Our score, Kansas City 21, Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks 8. This is FM Redhawks baseball. Tibet, it's 21-8 score. Nelson's pitch is a little low and away. And speaking of which, the postgame show, as much as Chris certainly would come on to the postgame, I think we made a decision, probably not going to garner too much, and head turns on one to right field. That's up, that's back, and that ball is on to Albrecht Boulevard. A 3-run home run by Hudson Head. Tack on 3, and it's 24-8 Kansas City. Wow. Yeah, the Monarchs busting out here today at Newman. And Andy Nelson just trying to throw strikes in there. And a 2-run shot this inning from Grant Richardson. Hit his 3rd homer. Head gets his first of the game. Nelson floats a pitch low to Ryan Leach. And the pitch. And this ball hit in the air to center now. That's hit fairly well. Wind pulling that back, way back. That ball's got a jump on it. And that ball bouncing off the center field wall off the bat of Ryan Leach. And Leach has his 4th hit of the game. This one a double. The batter is Josh Bissonette. And he's homered to right field down the line.
Shortstop number 1, Josh Bissonette.
8 home runs, by the way, hit in today's game for Kansas City alone. Bissonette takes a pitch low. I can say, so we won't make Chris comment. We'll just get ready to talk with him tomorrow. It's a ground ball to third, played by Fuentes. He'll sling it across the diamond to Clark for out number 2. We'll talk to Chris tomorrow night to get set for that Winnipeg series. I will say this about games like today. They're easy to just wrap and let's move on. Take the series win. The Redhawks will get a series win. Here's Marcus Smith, and Smith takes low. Smith has hit a home run today. Kevin Valpo, by the way, lefty going for the Gold Eyes tomorrow against Kyle Krieger. Smith takes low. There's not much you can break down in a 24-8 game. And Nelly flips a little off-speed pitch in there for a strike. I'm sure. And a hard hit ball into right field, a base hit by Marcus Smith. And rounding third and coming into scores Leach. It's now 25-8, Kansas City. A second run batted in for Smith. I'm sure Eli Swanson is maybe starting to page through those record books as far as runs scored or hits in a game in the American Association. The batter here is Nick Martini. Nelson floats a pitch down and away. Martini started this inning off with a ground ball to first. Redhawks got the first batter out this inning. And he floats a strike in. Right-hander Andy Nelson. And sitting on it and turning on it, Martini sends one to right field. This ball is off the fence in right field. Extra bases for Nick Martini as Marcus Smith jogs into third base. And Kansas City not trying to rub anything in. Obviously, Smith could have scored on that, but he kind of just stopped at third.
First baseman number 16, Saul Garza.
Well, the man that's probably should get paid a little bit more today is George Ellis, the official scorer for Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. And the batter here is Saul Garza. And Garza sends a bounding ball, snagged by Nelson on the hill, throws onto first, and that's all here in the ninth inning for the Monarchs. But they add 6 more runs on a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more hits, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's Kansas City 25, Fargo-Moorhead 8. This is FM Redhawks baseball. They got a Kia. Fargo called to the bullpen. Durbin Feltman, the left-hander, is on here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Redhawks on the wrong side of a 25-9 game. That's, you heard me correctly. If you just joined us here, it has been quite the afternoon of baseball. The Monarchs jumped out 3 in the first, 5 in the second. It was 8-0. Eventually led 11-0. The Redhawks would make a surge mid to late, pulled within 11-7. Then an 8-run inning in the 8th, made it 19-7. The Redhawks would get another run in the 8th inning to make it 19-8. And then on the top of this 9th inning, a 6-pack for Kansas City. Andy Nelson will lead things off. Now the pitcher came in when the Redhawks used Jarus Richards, a position player, to pitch. You activate your DH spot with your other man. That was Nelson. Then Nelson came into the mound to pitch, and Richards went back to left field. 2-0 pitch, and Feltman misses high inside. And a strike. Hawks in Winnipeg tomorrow night. And again, the Redhawks will, you play to win series. And the Redhawks will have won this series. The problem is the final game is one that you're just going to put away. And there's a leadoff walk for Fargo-Moorhead here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Brings up Colby Wilkerson.
Second baseman number 15, Colby Wilkerson.
Wilkerson looking for his first hit today. And time called. Set by the right-hander, Durbin Feltman. The pitch, Wilkerson swinging a miss. Time called. first base umpire Jeff Beeman is running. It's a little break, so we'll go with a two-man crew here for a second. Arrieta behind the plate. Alex Endel will be in the field. The 0-1 pitch. And Wilkerson out in front of one, pulls one foul out that UND. Set by Durbin Feldman, and the pitch on the way. And this ball hit hard down the right field line by Wilkerson, and Colby's got extra bases. Nelson rounding second, he's on his way to third, and boy, this field has yielded some hits today. This park has yielded a ton today.
Left fielder number 49, Jarus Richards.
And that brings up Jarus Richards. Was in left field, came in as a position player to pitch. And now back in left field, and he's 1 for 4 today with a double. Hawks trailing 25-8. And the pitch from Feldman is inside for a ball. "25 runs, 26 hits for the Monarchs, 8 runs, 14 hits for the Redhawks. Trying to add some here late, take something with them. The pitch, just a bit high and away. And to be honest with you, I give a lot of credit to David Arrieta, the crew chief. I mean, he stayed true to his behind the plate. You'd probably have the tendency in games like this to maybe widen the zone. Here's a ground ball to first. That'll get a run in. Played at first by Garza. Flips it to the pitcher covering. Coming into score is Andy Nelson. The Redhawks trail 25-9. An RBI for Jarus Richards on the ground out. There's one away.
Catcher number 48, Carlos Amaya.
There's Carlos Amaya. The pitch. Amaya swings and sends a ball in the air right side. Playable and blowing and foul. In case you're wondering with the numbers today, the records in the American Association, from what we understand, the record for runs scored in an AA game is 26. That was by the Sioux Falls Canaries in August of 2008. The pitch on the way is away. The record for hits in a game is 28. So Kansas City is 1 run off that record and 2 hits off that record, so they'll fall short of that. The combined records, in case you're wondering about that, the pitch is high and tight, is 45 is the record for combined runs. El Paso 24, Shreveport 21 on July 14, 2010. Tanner Hoops, my dear friend and colleague, Sioux Falls, thank you very much. 2 on the count, and Carlos Amaya, the pitch, hit foul up the right field line. So 26, the record for runs in the game. 28, the record for hits. Today, Kansas City is 25 runs and 26 hits. So the record for combined hits in a game, let's see where we're at. So this one's at 40. You'd think that's good. Nope, 53 is the record for combined hits. So there's your pieces of history. Of course, the Redhawks aren't done batting yet. 2-2, fouled away. The Hawks trailing 25-9 here with 1 out. And Amaya having a good at bat against Durbin Feldman. The pitch Got him swinging a foul tip, and there's out number 2.
Third baseman, number 20, Brian Fuentes.
Brian Fuentes. This game that started at 12:37. We're approaching 4 hours, and we're not in extra innings. This is bottom 9. The pitch, and here's a ground ball up the middle. It is played by Saheed Valenzuela, and this one has come to an end at Newman Outdoor Field. We've got a final from Newman. Our final score today, the Kansas City Monarchs 25, the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks 9. Kansas City salvages a game in this series, a game that nearly took 4 hours to complete. These two teams will meet each other again, but we've got a final today from Newman. Nearly a 4-hour game, 3:59, somewhere in that area, 25-9 your final. The winning pitcher is Ryan Mittendorf. The loss goes to Lou Fuenmayor. He drops to 2-1 on the season. Mittendorf, the win, and Ryan Mittendorf will go to 3-0 on the year. Fuenmayor drops to 2-1. A lot of home runs, a lot to discuss in the postgame show, and a look ahead. That's all coming up in the postgame show today from Newman. A final today, one of those days at Newman. Kansas City salvages a game in the series, 25-9 your final. Postgame show is next. This is FM Redhawks Baseball.
For this